Hey everybody, I figured I'd shoot a video about my rig. I've been getting lots of questions and I see lots of questions online about MIDI, and I figured I would go over how my rig works. So I play guitar and synths at the same time, and I'm going to mainly be talking about that guy, the RGM, because that controls everything. So I'll just give you the overview. That controls everything, tempo, all the program changes. I have a separate foot controller that controls these two keyboards and occasionally the Taurus, depending on what I'm doing. This timeline is just for synths, and it's in the effects loop of this mixer. All right, so now I'm just going to go back down and show you how I program my board. Just focus. So basically, what I have is I have a preset for each song. Pretty standard. RGM's awesome because it has set lists that are easily configurable. So how I've laid this out, you see that only 3 buttons are laid out. That's because I only have 3 presets for this song. So these are my main preset buttons. I like purple and white. White means it's active, purple means it's not, obviously. These guys are bank up and down. And there we go. So where the RGM stuff gets super duper interesting is all of the pages that you can set up. So this master button here takes me to my control panel menu. So I'll go over the easy, quick, obvious things like tuner. So I've got my H9 first in my chain, and that button triggers tuner. Simple. It's a momentary CC. Works great. This is my tap. I actually don't use this a lot because I pre-program all of my tempos, which I'll probably talk about later if and when I do an editor video. I'm just going to back out because I don't want to accidentally save because I have a gig tonight. So I can update tap tempo to any song using that and then a save function, which I'll show you later. This here is really cool. It's a new feature, and I'm just going to try to focus. I have a step function here that is going through 4 different steps. So what this is stepping through is what my expression pedal is controlling. So the way I've set it up is I have 2 H9s. I call this one uno, and I call that one dos. I can switch from dos to both at the same time or just one. I tend to use only the expression pedal with the H9s because that's kind of the strength of those pedals. And the other one I'm using it for is the Chase Bliss Condor, which I happen to be testing. So I'm liking the low pass filter on that, so occasionally I'm flipping over to that and doing big, super crazy effects. Here's the other instant button that I like to hit is it's the stacking mode on the ecosystem. It's very handy because you can go 1, dual parallel, dual serial, or left and right. I'm actually occasionally using this to mix amps because I run a stereo rig. So I have a left and right amp, and using left and right, you can actually put the volume down and turn an amp off for certain parts, which is kind of cool. The biggest complaint I have about the ecosystem right now, which I'm hoping is going to get fixed, is when you go into dual parallel, there's like a 5 dB volume increase, which totally blows. It's not very fun if you don't know what's happening. So there's benefits to it. You can use it as a solo boost, but really, I'm kind of hoping they fix that. It's kind of the one and only thing about the ecosystem I'm not digging. So these 2 buttons. These are the kind of meat and potatoes of everything that's interesting about this system I've worked up. I'm going to do the fast one first. This button here is synths. So I color code my synths in my own mind. That's the mini log is white, the microKORG is green, and the Taurus is yellow because that's kind of the colors that they are there, right? So all these do is just go up and down patches, which is great. Because if I'm playing and jamming on a jam song, I kind of know where most of my presets are. So I can actually select them via here then hit store, and I'll never lose that configuration of synths because I'm controlling so many things at once, right? And it's great because, you know, okay, I've just found a really good synth patch for this song. I just hit store, and then every time I bring up that song, and I can rename it on here and the whole bit, I don't lose that patch, and I'm not sitting there looking for 10 minutes for what synth patch I was using 3 weeks ago, right? Now what I've done, oh here, I'll go back. So I've recently made some changes due to the size of the LT. So what I've done is I have this panel that gets me to where I need to and gets my instant stuff happening. Then I have this button, which goes into guitar. So it's a two-step thing, and it's the best alternative for me playing while I'm live. I used to have hold buttons, so I'd hold down the button and go to different pages, but I found that was a little too awkward, especially because I'm playing this stuff with my feet. So I need quick button presses to get places if I need to get there. So how I've set this up is we're now on a new page. This is the ecosystems, the H9s. This is all my drives, so the Condor and the Brothers. And this is my mod page. So that would be the Spectre and the Womb Tone. This here is my, hey, I forgot what that is. Oh yeah, it's back to synths. I don't know, probably can reassign that to something else. And this is the timeline. So what's really cool about the RGM stuff that no one seems to talk about online is you have pages. So what this is showing right now is the ecosystem are these two, and the reverb are these two. Right now they're both on. That's why they're set to red. I can turn the ecosystem off, go to a different delay, and then save my preset, and it will always come up as that. Very cool feature, and I've got that set up for all of my MIDI pedals. So as I'm playing along, if I want to change what I'm doing, I can go into Brothers, and right now I've got both drives on this channel, and I can switch the different bypass states that it's in. Same with the Condor, which I'm hoping Joel's going to change this. I've recommended a different CC structure because it uses the same as the Brothers, and it's a bit redundant because, as you can see, it bypasses twice and activates twice, one with the drive channel and one with the clean channel. He's using the same protocol as Brothers. He should take out one of the bypasses, which I hope happens. So anyway, this is the big feature of the LT that people don't understand is there. I used to use the Boss stuff. I've used different MIDI controllers. What this thing allows you to do is as you're playing, you can program with your feet. You can't do that with the Boss stuff. You have to go into menus and pre-plan everything that you're doing. If you set this up smart, you can actually be playing with different people or in a jam, and you come up with something very cool. You can save the tempo, you can save the presets that you're playing. If your pedals and synths or whatever you're using are all set up intelligently, you can actually just step through a certain amount of PCs, which is very cool. I have everything wide open because I actually use all of the presets on both of the Empress stuff because I believe in not changing program changes as much as possible in a song because that's where I've had issues, especially with the H9. And then what I also do just to make my life simple is every song has a program number. So, you know, like for example, I can pretty much go through each of these songs. Warnings is 3. Dandelion is like, I think it's up there because I'm out of sequence. It's 16. Half of Me is, I think it's like, what is it, 18. And what's nice about the H9s is they always tell me what program number is being sent to everything. Because, you know, the big complaint with the ecosystem and Chase Bliss stuff is they don't have a screen. So how do you know what's going on? The last cool thing I'm going to show you, which I already accidentally showed you, is you can do steps in the RGM stuff. So you can actually have it pass one PC or one CC, another CC, another CC, and another CC up to 4. I'm really hoping eventually they will update to adding more per step. And it'd be very cool to be able to step through, like, say, 20 different CC messages on one pedal. And then you could start getting really cool, you know, manual step features going on, like, you know, changing a mix or whatever. So how I've set this up is I've got a different step for each of the brothers' channels. So bypass, A, B, and then both. Really simple. I can show people how to set that up. It's actually takes about 3 seconds in the editor to set that up. And then the Condor is set up the same. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, if you're wondering about the tonal recall, I don't have it set to MIDI on purpose. I like to have one delay that's not locked to tempo because everything on my rig is. So this thing's sending out a tempo to every single pedal and every single synth. So if I want to play an ARP on the keyboard, the delay I have on my guitar is going to be locked into it. It's a big integral thing of my sound. The other last thing, this guy, I tried having it, the RGM change the program changes on this. The problem is this reads on every even channel and is extremely badly implemented for PC changes in. So I'm actually manually changing my presets on it, which I wish I didn't have to, but I've gotten kind of used to it now. I really wish Keith McMillan would fix that. It's not a great thing. You should be able to assign one PC number to it. There's a bunch of complaints I have with the 12-step. It's the only thing that does what it does, but it doesn't do it as well as I wish it could. I wish you could assign different different channels per key, and there's a whole bunch of things. So I've got a whole bunch of hacks that I've done with this while I'm playing live. You know, if you ever see me playing live, I'm doing a lot with my feet that I probably wouldn't have to. And I've gone through great pains to not have to do that kind of stuff. But sometimes you just have to deal with limitations, right? Anyway, I know it's kind of scattered. I don't do a lot of these videos. I hope someone's found this helpful, and feel free to ask questions. And I will do my best to answer them. Great. Have a good day.